been cycling off approximately every 2 to 3 minutes now. Originally, when I hooked it up, turned everything off, disconnected everything, hooked it back up for 3-phase, went almost 2 hours. Then it started cycling, did it for 20 minutes, and about 5, and now it does it every 2 or 3 minutes. No error codes, no fault codes. I've been trying to pay attention to the voltage to see if it was a voltage thing. Doesn't really matter what I do. I can't seem to figure out why, other than a hardware problem. I have checked the software. The software programs are all the same number. Yeah, managed to go 3 minutes this time. Video is 3 minutes long. Wires and the cables are definitely hooked up correct. I've checked them 4 or 5 times. I pulled them out, made sure the connectors are good. Okay, as far as I can tell, without getting it opened up and doing anything, these all seem to be doing what they're supposed to do. The fact that it worked for 2 hours with no error codes and no faults, or without cycling on and off, makes me believe that it's not a setting. So it wouldn't work at all. I've used lots of power, turned on the hot water heater, air conditioning, refrigerator, everything. Turned everything off. It still just keeps cycling on and off. Isn't that crazy? As soon as I decide to start recording, this is the longest it's went. I'm going to turn the refrigerator back on. It was cycling so much I turned it off because I didn't want it to mess up the compressor. Coming back on. So now we're at 7% load. That's our kitchen fuse I just switched. 5%, 5.3 load on this one. Still 0 on this one. Nothing really hooked up to it. See, I'm wondering if it has anything to do with like the charging. So right now the batteries are 52.7. If I flip on that hot water heater, let's run a little water over here so we know it'll want to come on. go turn on the hot water a little bit? Just let it run slow. Yes, please. Just turn it on, blast it. It's fine. What is the odds of this? This has literally been cycling on every 2 or 3 minutes. I start a video and it doesn't. Wow. No. You know, the more I pay attention, the more I troubleshoot, maybe I'll find out the fault myself. Voltage. Let's see, at this point, we got juice going into the batteries. That hot water kicks on, a hot water heater, and we'll start pulling juice from the batteries. And I hope it didn't flip a breaker or blow a fuse on that thing. I mean, the breaker's obviously still good. I wonder if it's got a fuse in it itself. When it was turning on and off and on and off. You think the hot water heater already came on by now? I'm really wondering. There it goes. Okay, there it goes. There's off. No error codes. Yeah, you can turn it off. Huh? Yes, turn it off. Okay. Yes, it cycles on and off by itself. Hot water heater still didn't come on. It's another thing. When you get it on a setting, so people right in there went, hot water heater came on. When you get it on a setting, let's say you want to watch the low percentage, then it defaults back to the screen. I don't want to see the other screen. I want to see the percentage of the load. There it is. Hot water heater came on, so you can easily tell by how much load you're pulling. There's 35 amps coming out of the battery. Trying to cycle through things so you guys can see what's going on here. 4,500 watt hot water heater came on. That's why the load's up. Phase 3. No load. Nothing even hooked into this one. So that's where we're at. I'm surprised we haven't cycled off again. Give it a minute or two. Just sit it right here. Something problem. There it went. Well, what do you know? Let's see if it just keeps doing it. So, obviously the lights are hooked into this. No error codes. Nothing coming up. Okay, it comes back on. So let's just do what I was gonna do. Let's get this drink. So there's a drink. I'm gonna set the phone right here. Just watch it keep cycling. So the camera's on that side. There we go. Propped up. We're at 13 right now. 13-minute video. Let's see how long it goes. Seems like once it starts, it keeps doing it worse and worse. People said? Did you tell him that tomorrow the odds of us being able to drive it somewhere so slim?
I did tell him, and I said, right now, we can still take it someplace if we can find someplace. I said, tomorrow we might not be able to. It could be completely bottomed up and we can't drive it. I said, let me know that because I need to, I said, we want it fixed. We want it shut down here. We want that line fixed.
That's just going to save the money.
So I'm just saying,
Okay, I'd call back and ask if he's there and stop letting him blow you off repeatedly.
He is there. They said he is there. He's with the customer, and that's right there. But he has a call waiting already.
How long ago was that?
When I was driving in.
Okay.
So, but I was on hold waiting for him for probably like 5 minutes. So, and then he said, can I just call you back? And I said, well, and I gave him the whole entire spiel, and he's like,
I said companies are getting shittier and shittier. Like this battery disconnect here, I disconnected it just to try to troubleshoot these things.
yeah.
I was like, let me cut out the batteries and see if that'll do something different. Get an air code, get something where I can start stepping in the right direction.
Right.
The fucking battery disconnect. I got my connectivity meter out. It doesn't disconnect them anymore. I don't know. Right there it is. I push the button to disconnect and it's still connected.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
just I don't know if a company can make a quality product anymore. It's funny, we made washers and dryers in the 1950s that would last till today, no problem. My grandfather's We can't make a fucking ice maker that will make ice for more than a year without breaking down.
More than 6 months.
Although the ice maker we had for 20 years in our refrigerator worked just fine.
Right.
Well, I was cycling on and off about every 2.5, 3 minutes. Now we're, I think 13 was what it was on when I went last time. We're at 17 minutes, almost 18, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. So, it might have something to do with the charge of the batteries. You know, because they were at like 56. 51.5. Might have to do with this AC DC bypass or switching. Huh?
The AC running on this right now?
No.
Oh. I thought that was why it was coming on and off, because you had it running through this.
No.
Okay.
No, I had nothing on this except the lights.
Okay.
When it was coming on and off and on and off and on and off. I mean, the only thing that I don't really know what to set, because I don't, you know, it's saying AC to DC, DC to AC switching, but I don't really know what the fuck it means. The book don't describe it too much to you. I mean, obviously, logically, I can logically piece it together, but it don't mean I know what to set it on. So far, the only troubleshooting thing that I know is I'm going to pay attention to the voltages, and if the batteries get back up to that level, and that's when it starts cycling on and off again, it's probably a setting that has to do with when the voltage gets high, like it's trying to, I don't know.
Right. I'll be right back.
5.3% low. Hot water heater is done heating up the water. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off right here. So typically once it gets warm, it's warm all day. You'll warm it up from at noon for about 20 minutes when these things are hot and heavy working. And it will still be warm that evening for 2 people to get a shower. Well, going on almost 10 minutes. Well, I think it did it twice while I was making this video. I was doing it a lot, but I'm not one of these. I need a new iPhone every few years, so my phone's about 6 years old, and it says I have no more memory, so I couldn't film this when I was doing it. I had to wait for my wife to get home and use her high dollar $850 phone. So I'm sure it will happen again when it's constantly coming on and off, and I will make another video of it cycling on and off. But I am getting no error codes. My guess, the only possible thing I can do now is see if the next time it starts cycling on and off, if the batteries are completely, I think it was 56 volts or something, when I was doing it a lot. So I'll pay attention to that, and I might have found my problem. I don't think it's working. It was working for about 2 hours when I hooked it up originally. So maybe it's that high, maybe it's a high voltage thing or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. I'm out.